Welcome, everybody. Welcome to those that are joining us today for the first time. Um, we're going. I'll tell you now. We're going on this vibrational journey. So I'm wearing this kind of orangey colors. So we're going on this journey of self-discovery. It's our own storybook. I like to call it your soul story. And so we've been working up the vibrations of colors, but it's kind of connected to the chakra system. So we're going on this journey of, and it's liberation. So when we move up the chakra system, it's about liberation. So we're going on this journey of liberation, self-liberation. And it's such a perfect medicine for each of us to do, because you can do this now in your home. You don't need anything. You just need your clothing, or you need a bangle or a hair tie that's vibrational to this color. Today, or this week, is orange. And so we're going on this journey of self-liberation. And so today too, on top of that, and we're connecting it to the sacral chakra, which is this water element. And today too is full moon. It's like the last super moon of the year, I think. But I was up at 4 a.m. this morning. Who woke up early this morning because the moon woke you up, right? I couldn't sleep. And then at like 4:44, I was like, I'm getting out of bed. Time for the angels. I was called outside and I walked up the mountain. I saw the moon so full before she set. And it was just like this real connection. And when moon is full, or when moon's every cycle, moon is always connected to that water element inside of herself. Also here in San Diego, it's getting warmer. So this idea of warmth is like our blood is getting, like the pieces coming in is like kind of boiling. And so this heat is rising in our body, and we have to bring ourselves into this perfect balance. And what they're trying to share with me is this place of making sure that we all hydrated. So water, like as we work with water, so not just drinking your bottle of water or drinking your glass of water, but water is a living essence. And it is. If you work with water in that way, you will see there's an engagement. It's very interesting. You just ask water to saturate your field and to show you what it is. So there's this water element that's coming up for us. Two, this is back to the orange color, is this creativity that we want to bring forward. So there's this elements of the moon and the creativity. And then they say, look back 6 months from now. What kind of happened 6 months from now? Like what seeds did you plant on the new moon in Scorpio? Maybe we can't even remember, but maybe you can see what you've been working on and how that is starting to come into bloom. And then there's this other piece that they've been sharing with me too, is about us forgiving ourselves, taking this emotional piece out. So there's this opposition with Neptune as how we communicate with that inner being, because Scorpio is really in the shadows of your being, how you're communicating with that piece. And then there's also this trine to the moon with Neptune. So it's asking us to get in our creative, imaginative, psychic, intuitive self too. So all these pieces are coming up, and it's happening too. Like Scorpio really gets into the dark shadows at this time that the world is going through this big change, and how we are learning to adapt. And fluidity, right? Water is fluid. So if we can be fluid in the world, that's perfect. So let us do this. Find a comfortable seat, grab a pillow, a cushion, something, a block. We're going to sit in a cross-leg position. Doesn't matter which foot is in front, as long as it feels comfortable. And then do this little inner spiral. You're going to do like a gentle inner spiral to your inner thighs here. So generally, if you come to my class, there's always like a gentle preamble. And the preamble is helping us set up the energy, because this intention for this yoga, which I call healing, is actually for healing. So I'm connecting to your energy as you're connecting to mine, and then this great cosmic space. So we're going to take a mudra. So the mudra is pretty simple. Spread your fingers wide open like this. You're going to bring your baby finger together and then your ring finger. Then you push your thumb into your palm and then wrap your other two fingers around it. And then it's going to sit in front of your heart like this. So I'll just show you again. It's like baby finger, ring finger together on each palm, and then thumb in and wrap the thumbs around. And let it sit right in front of your heart and your elbows down. So this is called Shakti Mudra. Shakti is that more feminine aspect, that creative aspect. It's what we see in the world is Shakti. So bring your elbows next to the sides of the body and bow your chin to your chest. And this is a great time for forgiving. And when we come to a full moon, it's to look inside of ourselves. Sometimes we may think we're somewhat perfect, and then sometimes we are not perfect in many ways. And then we beat ourselves up maybe about it. So thought about imperfections. So this is a time for you to really connect inward. And so because we're under the moon and we're flowing through this orange vibration, this sacral chakra, we are calling in this feminine aspect. Whether you're male or female in this lifetime, we are made up of two. I'd say even three, because there's a divine masculine, divine feminine, and there's source, full source. So as we bring our awareness within, closing our eyes, let the elbows hang down, let the cheeks relax. Find the tip of your tongue and gently press it up behind your front teeth. And look through the point where you think your third eye would be, which is kind of in the direction between your eyebrows and a little up. Lengthen through the back of the neck and find your breath and your breathing. So as you breathe in, feel your breath as it slowly comes through the nostrils. You feel it cooling on the way in, all the way in. And you follow it down into your body, into your space. And when you press the breath out again, you just feel the breath moving out, and you can even blow it out through the lips. as if you're blowing out a candle. And that is a gesture of letting go. You can even imagine that as you're blowing out, that the things that are in your mind, those things that come up for you, especially how we communicate with our inner field, our inner being, and how we've walked this path from maybe the last Scorpio new moon to this point in time, which is full moon. So this is your own inner ceremony of letting go and releasing anything that you've been holding on to. Your elbows rest down, sitting nice and tall. And every inhale fills you with your breath. Feel your lungs as it fills from the top all the way down. And also from the bottom all the way up. So there's an expansion in the lungs, left, right, front, and back. You can feel that in your body and your breath. And every exhale, just let it go. Take a few more deep breaths here. Just being silent, quiet, tapping in. I always say that when we come to a full moon or any kind of juncture like this in time, it's a pinnacle point, it's a doorway, it's an offering. So full moon's also about putting things into action. What's that one actionable step you want to take? What's that one step that will just get energy flowing in one direction, just a little bit? It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's just packing something away, or writing something down, or taking out a new journal, or sharpening the pencil. Bring the hands together in the prayer mudra, the Atma Anjali. Let the thumbs rest to the sternum. Feel the outer parts of your palms pressing firmly into one another, as well as the tips of the fingers, the pads touching. Take a big breath, inhale, fill your body with breath, and hold the breath. At the top of this breath, see if you can draw the breath in just a little bit deeper into your body. Feel your field full with your breath. Hold the breath. See if you can sip in more breath. And with no rush, just gently open the mouth like you blowing through a straw. You're going to do that 2 more times. So you breathe in through the nose. Fill your body completely and fully. Feel that expansion all around you, top and bottom. Top of your breath, hold the breath and sip more breath in. You do that 2 more times as you sip in and hold. No straining, just feel the breath. And then when you're ready, you just blow it out like you're blowing through a straw. Do that again, just at your own pace. Each time just hanging out in that space, just between the breaths of taking more breath in. Maybe we think that we can't take more breath in, hold the breath, but see what happens. And when you blow the breath out, just sink your chin to your chest. Again, like a doorway, like a key in the door. Everything is intentional. So when we breathe into our body, we create sound. When we bring sound and vibration together and an intention, we create healing. So what is it that you need? That you need for your practice today, for this space today, for this time? And may it saturate through days coming, weeks coming, months coming, the year coming. As you walk through your life, through your path, you see this gentle unfolding, things coming to you. Take another deep breath here. Bow your chin a little bit deeper into your chest. Maybe you can bring your chin all the way to your chest. Release your hands down to your shins. You're going to gently hold onto your shins. Keep squeezing the chin to your chest. And then slowly, start to round your spine back towards the space behind you. So you're making a C shape. Stay here and breathe. Breathe behind your heart center. Really lean back. And as you inhale, you're going to keep holding onto your shins or your ankle. You're going to inhale, you're going to lift your chin in your chest like a cat-cow. So you lift your heart. You're going to spread your collarbones wide open, open your throat, and then round your spine, chin to chest. See if you can keep that gaze between your third eye. Never leaving that space. A gentle strain on the eyeballs is good. And rounding the spine, all the breath out. Squeeze every drop of breath out. See if you can get your navel to your lower spine. And then inhale, keep moving with your breath. Next time you inhale, you hold the breath at the top, but keep moving your spine. Tip of the tongue behind the two front teeth. Keep holding the breath. And when you need to exhale the breath out, you just exhale the breath out. And then you take another inhale and you keep undulating the spine. So what we're doing is we're taking oxygen and we're pressing it into the cells of the body. So the more you can hold that breath and then move your spine, just feel your body on an energetic level, how it starts to lighten up. Maybe the cells start to tingle. A couple more. Slowing it down until you find stillness. And once you find stillness, turn your palms up on your thighs. Keep your eyes closed. And if it feels good to you, bring your thumb to your baby finger, your ring finger, your baby finger, not ring finger, baby finger. So this baby finger is water, the element of water in your body. And remember, when we take a mudra, it's like a butterfly that lands in a flower. Very light. Bow your chin to your chest, bring the tips of the fingers to the earth as if they're roots growing down into the earth. Squeeze your chin to your chest. And now as you inhale, you're going to swing your arms up. And then straight away, bring your chin to your chest as you float your hands down through your space, through your auric field, and spread the fingers wide. You're cleansing and clearing, grounding and rooting. Again, as you inhale, you're going to look up. Stretch the front of the throat, reach up. And then as we exhale, chin to chest, float the fingers down through the space as if they're floating down towards the earth. Squeeze the chin to the chest. A couple more, just at your own pace. Doesn't matter how many you do. Just exhaling out, letting go. Next time the hands come up, we're going to stay up. Look towards the hands. Stretch in front of your throat. Stretch in front of your body. Now you take that left hand down towards the side of the mat and the right hand over, and you can stay here and breathe. Use the bottom hand. Press into the ground and drop your bottom ear to the bottom shoulder. Feels good. Close your eyes. Let your eyeballs, relax. Now press into the bottom hand. Reach back up. Opposite side. Hand comes down. Hand over the ear. And then drop the bottom ear to the bottom shoulder. Use the bottom hand. You're trying to press your other hip back down towards the ground. Maybe you make little circles with your nose. And then bottom hand press into the ground. You can reach back up and go to your opposite side again. Hand into the earth. Use that hand to really elongate the body over the earth. Maybe make little circles with your nose. Draw a picture, write out your name. Reach back up. Opposite side, ear to the shoulder, reach. See if you can cut this top hand down towards the ground. So it's your head and your nose is coming towards your right knee. Whatever knee you're bending in towards. Walk your fingers a little bit further away from you and you start to feel a stretch right in the back of your heart.
And also at the same time, he's trying to bend down. You're trying to bring your nose to your knee. And then that hip that you're bending away from, ground it towards the earth and stay here and breathe. So you're getting a strange stretch to the back of the spine. And Scorpio is always that shadowy side of us. It's a side we don't really see. So we're stretching open that side we don't see. And now you're going to walk your hands across the front of your mat, all the way to the opposite side, to the opposite knee. And walk those hands away from your knees. If you can bend your end towards the knee, knee to nose, or nose to knee, as far down as you can go. Soften your jaw, soften your eyeballs. And you're going to press into that left hand. You're going to bring that right arm over the ear, side body stretcher. Reach, reach, reach. And now you're going to cut this right hand back down towards the ground, knee to nose, nose to knee. Find that space in your spine where you can breathe a little bit deeper in. The opposite hip, press it down. And now slowly walk the hands across the mat, all the way to the opposite side. Stay here and breathe. Big breath in to the back of the spine, to the back of your ribs, those spaces that you don't really breathe into. See your ribs opening up as you stretch a little bit deeper. And I press into the bottom hand. You're going to inhale and come all the way up. Hop. It's not going to touch right over the head. You're going to interlace your fingers except your index finger and thumb are straight, parallel to each other. We're going to inhale here and reach up through the tips of the fingers. Then you're going to exhale. You're going to twist towards the left. So you're just twisting your whole body, trying to twist as deep as you can. And then you're going to exhale and come towards the opposite side. So if you can twist as deep as you can go, ground your feet, your knees, your hips, and then opposite side. And you're going to just go side to side until you get to this, like almost like a top spinning, so side to side. If you want to, it's a little bit more challenging. You make your palms flat instead of interlocking the fingers, and you're just twisting the upper body side to side. Maybe it looks a little bit uncomfortable, maybe it feels a little bit strange. Listen to your breath. So you can get your whole ribs to soften. And then slow it down. You can interlace the fingers all the way to the webbing and then turn the palms up towards the sky and pull the hands back. Bring your chin to your chest and reach up. You're trying to bring your thumbs a little bit higher and your baby fingers are trying to drop down a little bit lower behind you. Then the elbows out towards the side. Place the hands behind your head. It's like a hammock and lift your chin and lean back. Pull the elbows out towards the side. Release the hands behind the spine, interlace them all the way to the webbing and pull the knuckles down, chin away from the chest. Breathe into that space. So you can squeeze your inner shoulders, elbows together. And now you're going to fold forward. It comes towards the ground, hands over the head. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then slowly bring the hands down towards the mat. Bring your hands onto your knees and curl your spine back. And then we're going to move in circles like these twists. Twisting round and round. Round and round. Come kitty cat. We have a kitty cat bomb going on here. Round and round. Round and round. They call these Sufi twists. So if you can close your eyes, bring the tip of the tongue behind the two front teeth. And look through that space with your third eye. So we're trying to activate that navel sacral chakra, that watery flow. So see if there's any crunchies in any of this. Stop, start. See if you can smooth it out and make it fluid. We'll do a couple more. And then we can just slow it down. All the way down until it stops. And then your hands just turn up towards the sky. Keep your eyes closed. Just feel your body. Sometimes we feel tingling through the cells. That's good. Breathe in. Breathe out through the mouth. Turn the palms down onto the legs, on the knees. And again, you're going to curl your spine back. Now you're going to go in the opposite direction. Now, if you forgot which direction you went in last, that's good. Go in whichever direction your body wants to intuitively go. And again, you just twisting, spinning, around and around.
Tip of the tongue behind the two front teeth, and the gaze is up between the third eye, right? A gentle strain. If it feels silly, that's even better. That's always good. If you're asking what she's doing, again, that's perfect. It's actually, we need to rub you up the wrong way. That's what the energy wants to do, so that you can actually start to find all your gifts hidden in your shadows. And then slowly you're going to slow it down. Slow it down, just get smaller and smaller until you find this stillness. Bow your chin to your chest, turn your palms up on your knees. Keep your eyes closed, lift your head up so it's right over the spine. You can find the tallest part of your crown reaching towards the sky. Press down into your shins, see if you can lift your spine and make it longer. Exhale out through the mouth. Slowly open your eyes, gently letting in some light. Bring the hands behind you, and if you're sitting on something, just move it out the way. Your feet are going to be about hip distance apart. Your hands are going to turn towards your bottom. So we're going to press into the feet. So we're going to inhale. We're just going to lift up our hips like a little reverse table. Drop the head back. And then we're going to exhale, bring the hips down towards the ground. So we do that a couple of times. We're going to inhale. We're going to lift up, press into the feet, drop the head back. And then bring the hips down. So a couple more. Just move at your own pace, and don't let your knees fall out to the side when you do that. Imagine there's a diamond between your knees, so you don't want it to drop. And hips down. Each time you press into your feet, you're going to lift your hips a little bit higher, drop your head back a little bit more. You can even linger out at the top. And maybe you all find the space where we're kind of lingering up in that reverse table. And go forward and back. So you bring your weight over your wrists and then over your knees, over your ankles. So you get a little stretch in your wrists. Never really stretching. You can bend your elbows if it feels good. Press into your feet to lift your hips a little higher. And then slowly you're going to straighten your legs. Look here if you need to. You're going to straighten your legs. If your bottom can float off the mat, right? A little core work here. And then bend the knees again. Press into the feet and lift the hips up towards the sky. Drop the head back. You're going to do that a couple more times. We're going to swing the hips between the hands, with the bottom's going to be floating. We're going to press into the feet. We're going to lift the hips up, drop the head back. A couple more. And then use your breath as we press into our feet. Just let the breath go. Inhale here. Exhale. And you get that stretch. Just do a couple more. Next time the hips come between the hands, stay there and hover. So you can stay a little bit longer. And then flex your feet and bring your bottom down towards the ground. Straight away, lift your hands towards the sky. Reach up here. Interlace the fingers and turn the palms up and side body stretch. So you can keep your legs nice and strong. Reach up through your hands, opposite side. Each side 2 more times. Your own pace, flow with your breath. So if you can ground your sit bones towards the ground too, keep your feet flexed. Next time you reach up, keep the feet flexed, and then fold forward. Grab onto your ankles, your feet. If you have a strap, your feet don't have to be together, they can be hip distance apart. So maybe grab onto, inhale, lengthen your spine, make your spine long. Press your thigh bones down, flex your feet and your toes. And then holding on to whatever it is, you're just going to round your spine, chin to chest. Squeeze the breath out. And then again, inhale, you're going to unround your spine, you're going to lengthen that extension. And then you're going to exhale, you're going to round your spine, chin to chest. So you're loosening your spine and your whole sacrum here. Inhale, you're going to drip it forward, open. And then exhale, round. So you're loosening the pelvic bowl, if you will, that place that holds our watery essence, our emotional essence. Each time, maybe you come a little bit deeper. So if you were holding on the ankles, see if you can reach a little bit further forward. Until you get to a place where it feels comfortable. You're going to press the thigh bones down. You're going to stay there, chin to the chest. Wiggle your upper body so you can lengthen it a little bit over your thighs, so you can reach a little bit deeper. Let your crown of your head melt down towards the ground. Make sure your thighs are engaged, your quadricep muscles are engaged. Release your hands to the ground. You're going to curl yourself up, chin to chest. As you walk yourself in, you're going to find your sit bones. You're going to bend your knees, pull your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your knees. You can bring your tips of the toes to the mat, or you can float them. So it'll be a little like teeter-totter, forward and back. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to engage that lowest part of the abdominal wall, right at the bottom. So if we do like other kind of yoga where we like jump through or something like that, this is where all those muscles come from. This is that Uddiyana Bandha. So pull the knees to the chest. You can point the toes. It can be on the ground. Whatever it is that you need. Begin to flex the feet. If you can grab onto the outer edges, keep the knees to your chest. And then see if you can lift your shins so now they're parallel to the earth. Look at your feet. Now you can stay here or you can release your hands. So we're in this like bent knee boat. We'll take a few deep breaths here. Pull the knees closer towards your chest and try not round your spine. Look between your toes and smile. I like to say this, my toes look pretty. Take another deep breath and bring the fingertips down towards the ground. And then we're going to come into a half boat and stay here and breathe. Look at your navel and press it down towards your spine and reach your hands towards your feet. We can stay here with your fingertips on the ground. We're going to come up, hands towards the feet, bend the knees with the chin and the chest. And now we're going to come down. A couple more. We're going to come up. And we're going to come down. We're going to come up and smile. And come down and smile. A couple more. Coming up and down. A couple more and smile. Reaching up. Say hey. Remember, this is about having fun too. Not getting too serious with life. Next time we come up, we're going to stay up. We can pull our knees to our chest, drop our heels towards our hips, pull the knees closer, feel those abdominal muscles burning, feet down to the ground. Now we're going to bring our hands and we're going to roll forward. We're going to find Malasana. Now if you need something underneath your hips, like a block or a blanket, a bag of rice, you can sit on that. You can also roll something up under your ankle bones, under your heels. Hands are the place of the heart. Elbows press into your forearms. Hands right at the place of the heart. The thumbs touch. Back into chest. So trees always grow from deep roots, right? And so we're working with this element of water. And trees get water from the rain too, but they also get water from the groundwater in the deepest, darkest places of Mother Earth. Malasana is this rooting, grounding energy. So let us root down into the earth and maybe find that element of water. And ask for you each just to command it in your mind and see what you feel as you flow through this practice through your day. How the element of water shows up for you. And just connect with that element of water and feel your roots as a tree. Find those deep aqueducts within Mother Earth, that living water. And feel that living water in your body. You eat it every day when you eat a carrot and apple. It's consumed within inside of you. Take another deep breath. Release the hands to the mat. You're going to slowly lift your hips up. If you have something behind you, just move it out the way. Bring your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart and hands on the ground. You're going to take your upper body like a willow tree or your favorite tree. And the branches are heavy with leaves. They're heavy with fruit. You can imagine that the fruit is like an orange. What's a flower that is orange? So we come into that element of the color, the vibration of the color. Let your navel kind of mesh in towards your lower spine and all your organs relax. Slowly walk the hands towards the right side of the mat. Let your left knee bend. Glue your hands to the ground, drop your head. Let the left knee bend. Your right knee can bend too if it feels good. And gently, very slowly, start to straighten the left leg, pressing the hip back. Do that a couple times. You just bend the knee and your whole body just melts down towards the ground. Your hands, you can feel your hands warm on the earth. And then as you exhale, you slowly straighten that leg. Press it back a couple more times. Until you find that space where you can just be there for a moment with the legs straight or whatever feels right to you. Feel that pull through the side of your body, through the back of your heart. You can squeeze your chin to your chest.
Let the crown of your head drip down towards the ground. And then slowly begin to walk the hands towards the opposite side too. You can bend this right knee, let the knee come with the body. You're trying to glue the hands towards the earth and then drop your head. Make sure everything is soft. Find your stomach, your viscera. And then slowly begin to straighten the leg and press the leg back. You'll gently curl the knee forward and then you let it go back and feel your hand glued to the earth. And each time you straighten just a little bit more, let your head hang down. Linger a little bit longer in that place where the leg is straight. Breathe into the body. Find everything within inside your view fluid. And then slowly begin to walk the hands back towards the center line in the mat. Heel toe the feet so they're about hip distance apart and bend your knees, shake out your head. Take the hands behind the spine, interlace the fingers all the way to the webbing. Squeeze your inner wrists together. Microbend your elbows. You bring your shoulders to your ears and then roll them back. And then slowly begin to lift your hands away from your spine. You can keep your chest on your thighs. Don't let your chest come away from your thighs. You just straighten your legs as much as allows you to keep your chest on your thighs. And you slowly take your hands over your head. Now, if your knees are still pretty bent and you want to try this, you just every now and again, you straighten your legs more. And then you bend them and rest your chest on your thighs. Drop your head, let your arms hang over your head. Take a few more breaths. We're just softening. We're allowing the fluidity of our body to be released. All the bits and pieces. 2 or 3 more. You feel your arms are opening up, and then it's one place you just stand with your legs as much straight that feels comfortable. And bring your hands back onto your lower spine. Release the hands, melt the fingers to the earth. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen. And I exhale, fold back again and again, and slowly roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Let your hands dangle down. Not really worrying about where your head or your hair is. Let your head and hair hang down. As the head comes up, take the arms towards the sky. Open your eyes, look to your palms. And then as you exhale, stay standing. Just sweep your hands down and bring your chin to your chest. So your hands come down to the sides of the body. And when the hands come down, float them. Inhale, bring the arms back up. Now imagine that there's a skylight above you and you're bringing this light down. You need to just wash it over the crown of your head. The palm's going to face your head. Float down the front of your face, front of your chest, down the front of your body. Imagine just what you're feeling. Just see what you're feeling. And as they come down, you're going to swing them wide up again. Palms turn up. You look up towards the sky, and that's like skylight. You're just bringing that blue skylight down over the crown of your head. And I like this idea. You can imagine yourself out on the beach somewhere or out in nature. And it is that candy colored sky where the sky is actually this beautiful orange and pinks and purples. And so you can imagine yourself out there. You're just pulling all of that down. And I ask you just to feel. Maybe think it's weird. That's good. We're moving energy through our field and through our body. Do that a couple more times as we swing the arms up. And then you're pulling all that sky energy, those oranges and those pinks and those purples, that imagery outdoors, that beautiful place. Maybe there is the ocean, or maybe it's a lake. You see the reflection in the water. And that thought, that idea, you've seen it before, you've seen the picture before. You can just go there, just in this moment. Next time you swing the arms up, you look up towards the sky, palms going to touch. Exhale, hands to the place of the heart center. Just standing on your feet. And the soles of your feet, soften them. This feminine energy is all about softening. So soften the soles of your feet to the earth. Like they almost mush together. Let your toes up, gently spread them, be kind. Bring them all the way back down and squeeze the heel to the ball of your foot. So your inner arches lift. Press your feet down, lift your kneecaps. Let your navel come in and your tailbone gently drops. As you do that, roll the shoulders up and back. You're lifting your heart and finding the crown of your head. Press the feet down.
Take another deep breath in here. Now you're going to exhale out through the mouth, just rounded lips. Bunch into chest, and remember your intention. You're going to inhale, send the arms up towards the sky and look up. Then we're going to fold forward, hands slide down through the place of the third eye. Pass the throat into the heart. And hands to the earth, bow into yourself. Inhale, come halfway up, you're going to lengthen. You're going to place the hands flat. You're going to take your right foot to the back edge of the mat and bring that back knee all the way down towards the ground. For the first one, bring your hands to your front knee. Tuck your back toes under. Then we're going to inhale, swing the arms up towards the sky. Just gentle Anjaneyasana, just warming up. You're going to reach the tips of the fingers. See if you can bring your shoulders up to your ears and then bring the arms back so your shoulder blades melt down the spine. Bring the hands together as you exhale them down past the third eye into the place of your heart. Then hands flat to the mat, step into a downward facing dog. Drop your head. For this first one, gently pedal out the feet left and right. If you have a lot of weight in your hands, bend your knees generously. And then find stillness just for a moment. You're going to inhale, come to a high plank. Listen carefully. First bring your knees down, and then your chest and your chin, and your elbows are up and your bottom's up in the sky. And then press the legs to straight as you roll your shoulders to your ears and curl up a little tiny, nice cobra. Tuck the toes under, hips towards the heels. Stay there with the knees together onto the mat and the arms nice and straight and strong. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring your hips high towards the sky. Drop your head. Big breath in. Big breath out. You can step that right foot forward, back knee to the mat. Hands to the front knee first. And then inhale, lift the arms up. Keep those back toes tucked under and reach through your chest. You can lift your shoulders up to your ears and draw the arms back so the shoulder blades melt down the spine. Big breath in. Big breath out. Exhale, hands through the third eye. Pass the lips into the heart. Hands down on the mat, lift up the back knee, step the back foot forward. Inhale to lengthen here. Exhale to fold in. And from the ground, hands come to the heart center, bend the knees as you come up, reach the arms straight up towards the sky. And then exhale, hands to place the heart center. A little vinyasa here. Inhale. Exhale. From your heart, you reach up through the third eye. Exhale, you're going to fold forward, bend your knees on the way down, hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Now the left foot steps back, back knee to the mat. Bring your hands to your front knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. Reach up and back, up and back. Then exhale, hands down through the midline of the body to the heart. Hands flat, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. So Ashtanga Namaskar. Take this for a moment. Now roll through, point the feet back, roll the shoulders up, find a cobra. You find this flow. Tuck the toes under, hips to the heels. Inhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Step the left foot forward, back knee to the mat. Inhale, hands up towards the sky, Anjaneyasana. Reach up and back, up and back. Then hands down to the midline, to the mat. Step the back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Hands come to the heart, bend the knees. Reach the arms straight up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to place the heart center. Close your eyes. You can inhale straight up towards the sky. And exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, head towards the knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Right foot steps back, back knee to the mat. Straight away, inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, hands down towards the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to a high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, cobra, lift your heart. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Step the right foot forward, back knee to the mat. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands down through the center to the heart, to the mat. Lift the back knee, step the back foot forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold in, bring the hands to the heart, bend the knees, reach the hands straight through the third eye to the side. Exhale, hands back to the heart center. One more big breath in. One more big breath out. And again, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips, bend the knees on the way down, hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step this left foot back, right knee bends, hands to the side. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to high plank. Exhale, knees, chest. Inhale, cobra, lift your heart. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Big breath. Big breath out. Step that left foot forward, back knee to the mat. Inhale, step the arms up through the heart to the head. Hands come down to the heart, to the mat. Lift the back knee, step the back foot forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold in. Hands come to the heart, bend the knees on the way up. Hands to the side. Exhale, hands to place the heart. Close your eyes, find your breath. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, swing the arms this time wide up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Hands to the mat. Let's step back to a high plank. Take a big breath in here. Big breath out. Knees, chest, chin, bottom towards the sky. Find yourself in that Ashta Namaskar. Press the legs to straight. Inhale, lift your heart, cobra. Tuck the toes, downward facing down. Big breath. Big breath out. Let the crown of the head melt down towards the earth. Press your left heel to the earth. Inhale, right leg swings up. Open that leg towards the side. Drop your head. Come higher to the ball of the left foot. Exhale, see if you can bring this right knee to the outside of this right elbow or shoulder. Touch. Look forward. Inhale, lift the leg back up. Exhale, knee to nose. If you can touch, pull the thigh to your chest. Enjoy this. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, cross the body, under the body, so you can touch that left elbow. Inhale, the leg back up. Exhale, knee to nose if you can touch. Lift your hand, step that foot lightly forward. Bring your left hand to the mat. You're going to turn onto the outer edge of your left foot, and your right toes are going to turn out. It's like a side plank, a supported side plank with the right knee bent, the toes at a 45-degree angle. This bottom shoulder, you're going to roll it back. You're going to lift up your right arm. Make sure your bottom leg's nice and strong and straight. You're not hanging out in your shoulder. You have to press into the ground. You have to lift the body up. Now listen carefully. Keep the back leg straight. You just bring the outer part of that left leg down towards the ground. And you press into your outer ankle. You're going to lift your hips back up. You're going to press the hips down. The hand can come back. And then we can reach that hand even over the ear. So then the hand comes back and down. Do that a couple times. And you reach that arm far back, so you find a stretch to the front of your body and down. 2 more. 1 more, reach up. Look up. Drop your head if it feels good. Bring your hands on the inside of your front foot. Listen carefully, so you're going to swivel your feet. So you're going to come into the side lunge, the side gate. So the right knee is bent and the toes are turned out. You come onto your back heel. And if you need something under your bottom, you can place something on your bottom, or you can bring yourself slightly up. Very slow, you go into the back leg. Skandasana. You just feel that stretch through our inner thighs, those inner groins. Very connected to that dark part of our body where we don't really go deeply into. We go side to side. So if you can keep your hips nice and low. So you're finding more of a deep stretch through these inner groins. And again, side to side. Whatever feels good to you. And linger out on each side. You can also take a little bit of a twist, but it feels good here. So that feels like we take a twist on each side. We're going to come back towards that right knee. Take the Skandasana, then turn towards that right knee. Bring the back knee down towards the ground. point the back toes. You're going to come onto your elbows, or if you have a block, a bolster, or you can bring your hands onto the ground. You just keep your arms straight. And let that right knee gently turn lightly out. I'll turn so you can see me. So let the knee come lightly out. Now if you want to, you can come on your elbows and drop your hand, soften your hips. And imagine yourself swaying in a hammock, side to side, loosen your jaw. Take a few deep breaths in. A few deep breaths out. Soften the outer part of your hip. A little bit more. Soften a little more. Let go just a little extra until you find that space where you just can hang out and be still just for a moment. And bring the hands down to the ground. If you have a block or a bolster or something in front of you, just move it out the way. Tuck the back toes on. We simply step back, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out and just feel the hips. You can even lift up this right knee and make a couple of circles with the hips. It also feels good. Drop the crown of the head towards the ground. And then extend that right leg straight up, and then foot melts down towards the earth next to the left. Inhale in. Exhale all the air out. Now inhale this left leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee, open it up towards the side. Now you're going to exhale, bring that knee onto the outside of this left shoulder or elbow. Touch. Linger there for a moment. Bring it back up. Knee to nose. Touch. Bring it back up. Knee across the body, see if you can touch. Can you linger in there just for a moment? Bring it back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it lightly forward. Now you're going to keep your right hand where it is. You're going to come to the other edge, that left leg, and the left knee is going to turn out. This bottom shoulder, don't let it come to your ear. You want to press the ground away from you. Make sure that back leg is nice and strong and straight. Use this top hand to press the knee lightly away. Now that gentle vinyasa, you're going to bring the hips down towards the ground, and then back up. And down to the ground, and then you can take your hand and lift yourself up. Whatever feels right. A couple more. Close your eyes if you can. And then once the next time the hip comes towards the ground, just stay there. You're trying to get that nice deep stretch. Press the outer part of the leg. It's like you're hanging out on the beach. So hang out on the beach. You can breathe into your navel here. Feel all of this moving. All that viscera, all that water within you moving. Now press into your bottom hand. You're going to come through. Now you're going to come into Skandasana. Go onto that left side. I'm just going to turn up so you can see me. Hang out here for a moment. To see what it feels like through your inner groin, your hips. And then we're going to slinky across the mat to the opposite side. So I'll give you a little tip. The lower you can go, the more you get into your hips. And also it's a little bit fatiguing on the thighs. So see if you can play around with this. Just go side to side. If you have balance and this feels good, you can even try with your hands at the place of your heart. Come lower. So whatever's in your practice, right? When you straighten the opposite foot, flex your toes, spread them wide open. Let's do each side a few more times. And then again, the lower you can go, so you can get your bottom heel on that bent side. And then maybe take a little twist. If it feels good, you take a twist. Whatever feels right. And so the next time you come towards this left side, lift up the back heel, bring the knee down. But here you can bring your bolster, your blanket, whatever you need. Ankle and bone all aligned. Elbows down or hands straight, whatever it is that you need. And then like a hammock in the wind, you know, you can imagine yourself out on your favorite like tropical beach somewhere. There's the ocean before you, that orange sky, just at sunset. You're having your sundowner. It's a perfect setting. Everything is golden. Everything is glowing. That is life. Everything is golden and everything is glowing. Take another deep breath. And then if you're on your elbows, straighten out your arms. Tuck your back toes under. You know, lift up this left leg. Make some circles with the hip. Forward and back, whatever feels good. And extend it and then just find downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Then you're going to hop your knees between your hands. We're sitting in Vajrasana. If you can't sit like that, you also put something under your bottom. You can put anything under your bottom. Turn your palms down. Close your eyes. Bring awareness to your breath. So Bhastrika breathing is that bellows breath. It really focuses the energy here on this inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. It's done through the nose. So it's a full sharp breath in and full sharp breath out. So you can start at any time. You can imagine a big bellow. So there's a warm fire inside of you and it's making you starting to glow. You'll feel your skin will start to glow because of the heat that it creates inside of you. But this moisture that is being released, this glowing light or glowing energy. So you can imagine yourself on the beach again with that candy cotton sky, that golden, orangey, pink colors all around you, glistening off your skin. Everyone's been there. Inhale, hold the breath. Open the mouth, just turn the palms up on the thighs, bow your chin to your chest gently. I ask you just to feel. Feel the body, how it tingles, glistens. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to turn the palms down on the thighs. We're going to do that by Bhastrika breathing. So it's a full inhale through the nose, full exhale through the nose, and the belly expands. You're going to look down at your navel. Inhale, hold the breath. Squeeze everything into the body. Squeeze every muscle from your pelvic floor all the way in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And now open the mouth and just let it all go. Whatever you're sitting on, you're going to take that out the way. You extend your legs straight out in front of you. So a gentle Paschimottanasana, so the legs are knocked together. Inhale, rise the arms up. Exhale, the left hand down, right hand over the ear. My body stretch. Press into the bottom hand and reach back up. Opposite side. Each side 2 more times. Reach up. Opposite side. Reach up. Opposite side. Reach up. This time, grab onto your ankles, your feet, or a strap, or your scarf, whatever you have, you wrap it around your feet. Inhale to lengthen. Again, exhale, curl your spine. You're around your pelvic floor again, that pelvis, round it in. Inhale, extend. Maybe you find that you feel a little bit looser. Exhale, round your spine, chin to your chest. Do that 2 more times. We're going to lengthen. We're going to curl.
You're going to lengthen. You're going to curl. And then we're going to find a spot where we just feel comfortable. If your hamstrings still feel tight, but it's tight lower back, curl your chin into your chest just a little more. Let your eyelids hang heavy, your eyeballs, they're not hanging down between your eyes. Your gaze, you could even imagine, is down to the point of the nose. And your whole focus is entrained upon the feeling of the breath as it enters the nose. You can feel it through your nostrils. Breathe out through the mouth, just let it all go. Bring the hands to the mat. We're going to curl ourselves gently all the way back up. We're going to softly open our legs, so a gentle Upavishta Konasana, wide angled forward fold. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up. You're going to exhale, bring the hands out in front of us. Your elbows can come down towards the ground. You can also take your bolster, your blanket, your towel. You can rest your elbows on it. You can bring your hands together and bring the thumbs to the point of the third eye. So if you just melt down for a moment, just be quiet and still. And just be gentle with thyself. Not always pressing and pushing and trying too hard. So I'm going to invite you to an idea. Think of a thought that always generally arises for you. You always have this familiar thought. It happens every day, maybe a couple of times a day. It's a regular one that shows up for you. So just pick one thought. And then see if you can find the source of that thought. Like, where is it sourced from? Where is its actual roots? Where does it come from? So look into your thought and just see as if you were looking at a story and you're going deeper and deeper, and see if you can see where it stems from. Where does it come from? And look beyond what you think it is. Keep looking. Like, where does it actually come from? So I'm going to invite you to this idea of this trapdoor, this vortex, this vacuum, if you will. If you look at your thought and you truly look to where the source is, where source comes from, you find yourself almost disappearing, evaporating. Because when you look for the true source, there is really nothing for us to find when it comes to a thought. So each time a thought arises, see if you can find where its source comes from. And you may happen to find yourself just finding yourself in a meditation. Being still. See if you can come a little bit deeper, whatever feels right. Make any gentle adjustments. You're going to float the body towards the left leg. You'll bring that left arm on the inside. We're going to take the right arm up, maybe over the ear. Maybe it finds the foot. Maybe it's just over or behind the head. Maybe it's down behind us. Whatever feels right, a little side body stretching. And breathe into the body. Breathe out fully. Let yourself begin to rest a little bit more. And release that and just hovercraft your body across the earth, across the mat to the opposite side. You bring that opposite elbow down towards the ground. The opposite hand can come over your head. It can be in front of you. It can be behind your head. Or it can even be behind your spine. Whatever feels right to you. Just finding gentleness in the body. Let's take 2 more big breaths here. Hands to the earth. Head towards the ground. And then find your hands to curl yourself all the way up. You have something in between your feet, remove it out the way. Find the creases of your knees, and you're going to gently bring your legs back just wider than hip distance apart. And then let the knees kind of fall out towards the side. You can actually bend the knees a little bit more, so they kind of have a big diamond like this. And if you have a pillow or a blanket or anything, you can roll it up. Or a pillow, you can just place it on the ground. And we need to lean into that, so it's going to be a little bit behind our heart center. You want to make sure that your head is resting on the ground, so it's not floating, and your chin isn't jutting up too much. So find the perfect height. Just move everything about. And then take your arms up towards the sky and So if you can bring your shoulder blades off the mat and turn your hands as if you were looking at your palms and the baby fingers in the middle. Keep reaching up. Now bring the inside edges of your shoulders down towards the earth, and you slowly begin to float your hands down towards the ground. Palms are up and open. A little bit lower than your shoulder height, just down all the way to the ground. Take a full deep breath in here through the nose, and then out through the mouth. Again, a few more deep breaths in through the nose, and out through the mouth. And just feeling yourself surrendering now from the crown of the head. Your whole entire spinal column begins to relax into whatever you're leaning on. Wiggle the body if it needs to be wiggled. Wiggle the toes. Make sure the knees are gently supported, so don't make a diamond too big or too small. It's the perfect place. Feel the parts of your feet relaxing, your inner groins, your inner thighs, your inner heart, your inner mind. Feel your body resting now. All you can feel is your breath and your breathing. Every breath filling you completely. Every exhale saturating your cells. And you can take yourself to that place out in nature. You can find yourself out in nature, just resting. The sky is orange and pink and purple. The sun is at the perfect place, perfect placement. The air is fresh all around you. You can hear the breeze in the trees. You lick your lips, and it tastes sweet. Your mind seems to dissipate on the sound of your breath. You find yourself relaxing, surrendering.
power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. Let the water wash away your tears. Let the fire burn away your fears. Let the wind blow into your life such faith and trust. Let the earth hold you, take care of you, and nurture you. The power of love is here now. The power of love, the power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. Let the water wash away your tears. Let the fire burn away your fears. Let the wind blow into your life such faith and trust. Let the earth hold you, take care of you, nurture you. So as you find yourself in the space, your awareness, realizing that you're laying here on this earth, nurtured and loved, held and nurtured. You can feel your breath in your body, and each breath gently reawakening you back to this space and this place, finding the tips of your fingers, your nose, wiggling your nose, your fingers, your toes, inviting you more breath, more space, more presence. As you wiggle the fingers, the toes, make some circles with the wrists and the feet. Start to lengthen out your legs. You can take your arms over your head, reach them away. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Squeeze your eyeballs with your eyelids. And reach. Take a deep breath in, and then roll to whichever side feels comfortable, curling yourself into a tiny ball, a little seed, a little pod. And ready for dispersing back into the world. So in the space where you lay, the space where you are, just take a moment to reflect in your life, where you can bring in some more creativity, more fluidity, a little bit more joy and fun, happiness. And as you see yourself in all of that, see yourself living in your intention, joyfully, a smile on your face. Bring your hands to the earth. Let us give thanks just for a moment. And then push your hands into the earth to lift the body back up. And bring the hands to the place of the heart. Atma Anjali. And the thumbs rest to the sternum. Find your breath in your body. Breathe all your breath out. And let's take an inhale as one. Reach into your heart. Just offering gratitude for all of life as life flows freely into us, allowing us to find freedom and liberation in all things that we do. Float your thumbs to the place of your third eye, honoring that space of your inner guidance, your intuitions. And the light within me bows to the infinite light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for visiting. It's lovely to see everybody. I always like to see all the pretty faces. You're all so fantastic. If anyone wants to stick around for a little bit, if you want to, if you need to jump off, that's totally fine. I always say it's an hour, but it's actually an hour and 15. So we're going to do a little bit of guidance. There's two decks here that wanted to come through. So let us see what guidance has for us today. So I'll come back to this element of this orange. I lost my orange piece. My orange on, so I'm flowing with orange too today. So this idea of us stepping more into this femininity, into this divine feminine aspect that is wanting to grow. And this picture that I keep seeing is this tree growing in these big roots. And we have to really root down into this life, into this earth walk, to really find who we are and to bring our true magic into the world. But then we do go through all these things. A branch gets cut off and you see a tree where like there was a branch that was cut off. We have all these things. That's why we meet at these times of the full moon, because the full moon helps us release. And I wanted to share with you, I thought maybe would weave it into a practice, but it's this idea, the Ho'oponopono meditation or prayer, where we do this forgiveness stuff. And Ho'oponopono is about coming true to yourself. It's being pona with yourself, becoming true to yourself. And so there's, maybe you've heard it, maybe you've done it before, but actually, in truth, it's a Hawaiian prayer, so it should be said in Hawaiian. But we've translated it into English and everyone does it. And so it does have energy and it does help. So this thing about forgiveness, and I always think that the most powerful thing we can do is forgive ourselves. This life is forgiven. It's forgiven to us. I don't know if that makes sense how I'm trying to explain it, but it's given to us. And this is forgiving. So this is our task as humanity, is to keep forgiving. And so if we can be right with ourselves and right with each other human, we don't hold on to these ties, these things that anchor us in. And sometimes our shadows get triggered by these things with other people. Scorpio tends to be that house where it's that relationship. It's not an astrology lesson, but it's relationship, and it's how that relationship is bonded and how it jives together, if you will. There's also this deep esoteric and occult part of ourselves. It's our shadow, and we untwisting, we untwining. So this forgiveness is, you can say to yourself, I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. And thank you. So this is this Ho'oponopono meditation. So this is something we can do, especially around the full moon. So let's ask for guidance to come in. So just take a moment to close your eyes and breathe in. And just hold in your mind, maybe it's your intention, maybe it's a question, maybe it's something. So that whatever is revealed here, there's some guidance for you in all of this. I'm going to just shuffle the pack. Oops, it's giving me a hard time. I shuffle it again. It's waiting for us to let go of all our ideas and all of our attachments. Let's take another deep breath in together. And let's see. This is always like the big piece. I like the reveal. Oh my gosh. So next week we're working with yellow, and I've been seeing a lot of yellow too. And it says, take actions daily. And didn't I say something about, can we take one actionable step today? That was your intention. What's that one actionable step today? It says, I take actions daily that awaken my personal power. And I'll show you the card. Right? Everyone likes to see it all close up. At the top, it's 13. One is coming into our power, knowing that we have everything that we need. 3 is that place, that connection with spirit. 1 and 3 together is the 4, the place of the heart. So it's asking us to come back to the heart, which is 2020, this year, 2020. Come back to the home, come back to our core, come back to our heart. Solar plexus. So we generally live in these areas here, the bottom 3 chakras, if you will. And solar plexus is that one really that works with our confidence and our courage and our motivation and our self-empowerment. And so I've been seeing this too, this energy ball, this chi ball. This is a powerful way for us to envision our own energy, to see this, to visualize this. This is a meditation for all of us to do, is to see this piece of that illuminated solar plexus. And that's in the place where the navel is. So it's not really, we call this solar plexus here, but this is truly where the solar plexus energy is, because there's a plexus here. So it's, they say the words are governing us to take that right action, that right step. So again, this is an invitation for you to take a right step. I need to see what the angels have to say, because I'm hearing a lot of voices. I should say voices. A lot of energies, a lot of radio stations. So let's close our eyes just for a moment, taking a deep breath. And so this guidance helps us a little bit further on this path and to see what's revealed. So this says angel addiction. That's funny, because sometimes with like the Scorpio moon, we can have an addiction, but this addiction is addiction to our thoughts. It's also the addictions that we have thoughts about each other. So it's interesting that it's this Scorpio moon, this addiction that we have thoughts about. And it's when we're having thoughts about somebody else, we literally letting our energy go. So it's like we this area of our solar plexus that's open and all this energy is rolling out of us, what's flowing out of us. This also has the orange in here, so we're still working with the orange. And the snake generally is like that divine feminine. So there's this thing of like, how are we living in, and this was from last night, when we are in a place of fear, we're in a place of doubt. And when we're in a place of doubt, we're not in that place of harmony. Harmony, which is that place which connects us to the well or source of harmony of the universe, or to great source. So there's this aspect of us coming into balance once more. It's almost like the solar plexus is not in place. Like normally when the kundalini connects like this, you'll see the two snakes, if you will, connecting like this. The weaving is like broken. So we need to work on something that's going to empower us, to bring us back into our truth and to our full alignment, and to doing the things, not what we think we should be doing, which is this, what other people think we should be doing, not conforming to that bubble or to that square, if you will. So it's asking us to re-empower ourselves. So hopefully all of that made sense too. And it says this is a time for positive transformation and healing. And it's all about healing. We're all in this place of going in healing. And there's also, quickly, one thing. It came through last night, and I been seeing the divine feminine wanted to come in, but coming in the aspect of Mother Mary. So if you're familiar with Mother Mary's energy, she's a great mother. She also comes in with this sort of blue mantle, if you will. So there's this thing of Mother Mary is with us. So if we're feeling in fear, we can call on the Great Mother to actually hold us and love on us. I'll show you the card. So anyhow, so hopefully all of that made beautiful sense to you. So from my heart to yours, may you always be blessed.